And I'm going to spend, not a lot of time here, but maybe a minute longer than I have in past days because so many hands went up of people who haven't seen the site yet. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about what this site is all about. This is just a quick look at the homepage, and you can see immediately, again, this is placeholder content. It's not real. But the idea that we're conveying here is that we're talking about bold, bright, vivid imagery that really captures some of the cool stuff going on around campus. This is just a screenshot. I was just about to click on it to try to make it work, but that won't happen. We have lots of it's a modular design that lets you put all sorts of different content into the different buckets on each page. So, for example, here we have a calendar item. We can put all sorts of different news feeds, social media feeds into there. There are templates that include both. This is a 3-column template. You see 3 columns down here. There are templates that have a single column, and lots of flexibility for putting your content into these pages. And then a big change is the navigation, which you see across the top here. I'm going to try to zoom in here a little bit just so you can kind of see. Oh, that doesn't really work so well with PowerPoint. This navigation here is based on audience groups. So we have Discover SJSU, but then current students, future students, faculty and staff, and alumni and community. And the idea there is that you identify who you are, and then hopefully your needs, the information you're looking for, is right under there. This over here is actually quick links, so some of the things you're familiar with finding on the home page on our current site up at the top of the banner is there. We've eliminated that huge banner to allow more room for content, and we've used our more fun version of our brand, which we call the SJSU monogram, and that's sort of the more light-hearted version than our tile identity. And that's how we're identifying the university, and we're incorporating social media both here with social media icons that are available if any of your sites have social media. If you're doing Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, you'll have the opportunity to use that as well, and then a share this to make all the pages shareable throughout the site. And then I'll take another quick moment to look at a live site here. This is just an example of a sub-site homepage. So this is closer to what all of you would actually be using. I'm going to shrink this down so that it's you can kind of get a bigger picture of what it's all about. We've moved a lot of the content for navigating all across the university down here to the footer. We've have the same things I just pointed out on the homepage up here in the corner. We've provided a space for everybody, every site to have their quick links right up front. And one of the reasons we did that is because we heard as we were talking to users that one of the things people have difficulty with old templates was sometimes you just want to put it on the homepage. You have a piece of information and, navigation this, navigation that, you just want it on the homepage. And we knew that we needed to give people an opportunity to do that. Not every page will have a big bold image like this. Some pages will have just text, but we wanted to the home pages will probably have an image like this. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit to show you how this navigation works. This is one of the things I'm most excited about. Again, this would be whatever your navigation is for your site goes across just like on the homepage of the university, and each one has a drop-down menu, and you can just, hopefully, the idea is that you just very easily find the information you're looking for there. And then as you scroll down through the navigation, this will bring you, this is one of the deeper templates here. It's just a text page, and you can see that the navigation is over here on the right-hand side. This is always the page that you're on right here in red. You always have the ability to navigate back here, and you can also follow your backlinks on the breadcrumbs. And you will always have the next level of navigation underneath the page that you're currently on. And then the pages sort of at that same sibling level are down below. And it becomes pretty intuitive once you're used to it, once you start clicking through. We made a great effort to make this consistent throughout the entire SJSU site, because one of the things that we found is that when we all have different sites and we're all doing navigation a little bit differently, people get really confused. Our users don't know whether they're on the SJSU page or the computer science page or the CASA page. To them, it's all just San Jose State, and when the navigation changes, they get pretty confused. And then I'll just say, kind of as the last little thing about this peek here is that no matter what page you're on, everything is in this frame here of footer, navigation, search bar, top global navigation, and then this banner here along the left, which identifies every page as San Jose State. And then what's inside here, you know, we've got several different templates, but that's sort of your playground. That's the area that's very modular, that lets you go in and put the content that you're going to use. And that's the main thing that I wanted to show you. You know, I'm sure you'll spend more time with the front end, and you can always visit new.sjsu.edu. That's just our demo site. There may be broken stuff. There may be things that don't look quite right, but it'll give you a sense of the look and feel as you're building out your site if you want to take a look at what we've set up so far. The other big thing that we wanted to do for this website, and the reason we wanted a redesign, is because the last website, obviously, you know, it got old, as any website does, over the course of 10 years and however long it was. And we wanted to build a website that can continue to evolve with technology and with your content needs, and we want it to be sustainable over time. So it's been a great partnership between public affairs and web services, also with the project management support of UTS, and we're, I think, set up in a really nice way to provide kind of long-term sustainability to what we're trying to do here. People ask me often when I've given different presentations around campus, so what does web services do and what does public affairs do? And that's sort of the nature of any kind of cross-disciplinary partnership. And web services, still absolutely the technology people. You know, I would be lost without Harish and his team. These guys, they understand the technology, they understand the templates, they're instrumental in moving everything over into OU campus. So they're doing the technology implementation, and Charlotte here, who hopefully you've had a chance to meet, you'll meet her in a moment, is in charge of the templates. And as those, again, as the site evolves over time, those templates will be evolved by web services. And then they're going to be the people that help you with the site setup, the migration, the tech support, the training, and really getting up to speed. And then what we're doing in public affairs is trying to really keep our eye on the look and feel of the site, and making sure that it stays fresh, that it always looks right, providing imagery. So we're doing photography, visual design, content guidelines. The top level pages, we've taken ownership of many more pages at the top level of the university so that we can try to take all of the information into the big picture pages. You know, what we haven't had in the past is, say, a page that's just a portal for students or a portal for faculty and staff. So we want to try to have those top level pages that help filter all the right information as users are, you know, taking that path to get to all of your sites. And then the sitemap. We've made some pretty dramatic changes to the sitemap, and I'm sure it'll be a work in progress as people say, oh, I should really link this way, or I should link from, you know, I need a link here and there, and that's going to be a continual process, and we're going to be making those decisions. And then the other great thing for the sustainability of the site is that now both web services and public affairs both have a web designer. And Charlotte's in the back. She'll talk to you about the templates, and she's just fantastic. And then I'm really lucky that there's a new web designer on my team, Christina Olivas, who will help with imagery, visuals. She can give you guidance on getting photography for your own site, and that'll help us keep the look and feel looking fresh. And then the last thing I want to talk about before Charlotte dives into templates and we get into the training is the resources that we have available for you. This is kind of a big, scary process for all of us, and I just want everyone here to know that you're not alone. You know, we're here to support you. Web services is absolutely available to help you set up your new site and to migrate your site, and public affairs is here to help you with advice about how to get good imagery. I can recommend professional photographers. I can recommend how to work with a student photographer. We can help you make sure that all the right pages are linked through the sitemap, and the last thing that I kind of want to make sure that you know is that you may open up the website and say, oh my God, I hate the way this looks, or this really needs to change, and that's what websites do. They evolve. So we're here to hear that feedback, and I want to hear that feedback. And when you have feedback about the look and feel of the website, it's not locked down. We want to evolve it. So come to public affairs with your feedback. We really need that feedback. And then I'm going to give a bit of a caveat here. This URL here, go.sjsu.edu/draft-web guide. That definitely is a draft document, but that document will help you understand the way this website is structured, the way the grid is structured, so you can refer to that PDF. We'll keep updating it as we make changes. There's some, kind of goofy stuff about it right now because we've been scrambling to get it ready for you, but we'll keep updating that until we have our final print and web versions, sort of as a desk guide for you to refer to. And then the last thing, we know that this is a big shift for everyone. It's going to be a lot of work, and there is some limited funding available for people to hire student assistants if they need it. It's not a lot of money, so we are asking people to try to tap into work-study money first if you need a student to help with this. But we do have some funds available thanks to the President's Cabinet, which, I think really recognize that there will be a need for everyone to have support, whether it's cutting and pasting from one site into a new site, or a student who can take some photographs and knows how to use Photoshop, all of those kinds of things. So check out this URL here, go.sjsu.edu/web-funding. That lays out a little bit more about how that's going to work. I do want to emphasize it's really not a huge pool of money, so we may ask small departments who think they need a student to partner up with another department and to share some student hours. And but there is that kind of option, and go to that URL and feel free to give me a buzz if you have any questions about how that's going to work. And that's really the big picture, super